Good morning, everybody. This is Vicky Jeter, and this is the second installment in a series through Louisville Center for Spiritual Living on Love. And last week, my theme was Love is Where You Find It. And we talked about the fact that love is the source of all that is and how to find that experience in your life and in your relationships, and how to begin looking at what it means to love ourselves. This week, I want to talk a little bit more about how come it is that the actual experience of love can be a challenge for people. It would seem, love being all there is, that it shouldn't be so difficult to actually experience that in our lives. But really, there is a very reasonable cause for that, and I think it could be helpful to talk about it a little bit. And as a basis for understanding where this information comes from, I want you to stop and think for a moment about the chakra system, which most people in our society are at least somewhat familiar with today, that there's an energetic system within our beings that starts at the base chakra and moves up then to the procreation chakra and the chakra of choice, and then the heart chakra. So there are 4 different levels of energetic systems that precede the heart chakra, which is the place where, love resides and is the easiest place to express and feel love from. But we don't really teach too much about how important those other 3 base energy fields are in our actual experience of our relationships. Because in nature, there is a very important reason why those first 3 levels of what we experience exist. And to honor those is a part of what will set us free to experience love in relationships more easily. And so what I want to talk about today is safety and stability. Because in nature, if your sense of safety is not met, it's really difficult to feel love. Now, we might react to a situation because we love someone. If something's feeling challenging or threatening, it's out of love that we react to achieve safety. But when we're going through those reactions, it doesn't actually feel loving. It's not relaxed, it's not open. And so when you think about being in a situation, or if you find yourself in a situation relating to people where part of you says this should feel more loving, but actually inside you don't feel that love, you're not receiving it, and it's hard to express it, possibly stop and ask yourself, is there something that would make me feel safer right now? Is there something in the environment that could be more stable? And if the answer to those questions is yes, then give yourself a little bit of a break around not necessarily feeling so loving. Because when we can discover what it is that would help us feel safer and what we might need to have the environment around us feeling more stable, then once those needs are met, then the next levels of what is possible for us energetically are much more easy to do, including feeling more loving. And pardon me, one place you can go to learn a little bit more about this, besides taking a look at the chakra system, is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because there's a wonderful parallel between Maslow's hierarchy and the chakra system. Each of them have 7 levels. Each of them start with baseline needs and work up. Pardon me. In Maslow's hierarchy, it culminates in self-actualization. And in the chakra system, it culminates into that space within us where we are unified in consciousness and in heart with our source, which is spirit, through the crown chakra. And recognizing those parallels, it's very affirming to realize that as we consciously work with each of these energy systems that move right through the heart chakra, that all of this can open up so much more easily once we understand and we have a sense of how to meet the needs at those various levels. And so that's what I have to share with you today. Next week will be week 3 in our series, and that's going to be with practitioner Brenda Horning, who's going to offer a lovely meditation involving love and relationships. And so I hope you'll look forward to that. And I'm not able to leave you a song today because we have learned that you have to have copyright permission to use other people's songs in full. And so I will be just closing this with an affirmative prayer on love in your lives. And so, practicing as we practice and knowing what we know. First, I start by stopping and allow for the pause by simply breathing. And I breathe in intentionally, making room, and I let go, allowing everything to relax a little more deeply. And as I settle into relative stillness, it is my pleasure and my privilege to take up this word, knowing that there is one divine co-creative source that generates all the power that is. There is no other. And in this moment, recognizing the one as every form, every feeling, every emotion, every dynamic, every dimension, I am that, as is each person here present hearing these words, according to their own understanding and expression, as unified with Source in mind, heart, and soul. And from this alignment, I realize in my experience right here and right now that as the truth of love from spirit through the human experience is spoken, that truth is revealed effortlessly. And as each person here present integrates understanding, greater compassion for themselves, and a recognition that everyone, each individual, has the capacity for love. It's just about learning how to access that capacity, how to use that capacity in the same way that we learn to walk, in the same way that we learn to swim or cook or drive. And so I know and declare right here and right now that as capacities are accessed, the natural, effortless means that spirit and nature intend for love to move in, through, and as each person, and in, through, and as each relationship more fully, more easily, that it is done according to what is declared and asked in prayer, even before we've asked. And so for this time, for this knowing, I'm so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, presence of life. I just release it and I let it be, and so it is.